Hey, welcome to The Know. I'm Ashley.
Hey, I'm John.
And it's DMCA Day here on The Know.
That doesn't sound like a real day.
It is. This is practically a holiday.
Or a fun one.
Well, because our last story was a good story about how fans of game videos doing subtitles and performing a service have triumphed over DMCA claims.
Okay, that's good.
But for every story about video game fans striking back at stubby corporate Capcom lawyers, there are like 50 more not so fun stories, and this is one of those, like a serial DMCA offender taking down yet another game related videos because she's mad about her music.
This is gonna be muddy. Yep, same composer who went after YouTubers recently because of a beef with a video game developer has now filed a DMCA takedown against a different game, resulting in its removal from Steam.
Completely different game, completely different developer. This time, the game is River City Ransom, the follow-up to the NES cult classic beat-em-up by Kdin Creative, and she's not only going after the game, she's also going after YouTubers posting Let's Plays of it as well. It's like she's just going straight back through that playbook.
Just salt the earth, man. And once again, the perpetrator of this DMCA-a-thon is Alex Maurer. Does she have any basis for her claim? Well, that part's up for debate. According to the information that's available.
Now, before we wade too deep into all that, little bit of background here. If you aren't too familiar with the last time Maurer made some headlines by going DMCA happy, it wasn't that long ago, but in the internet, the long one.
Yeah, so over the last few months, Maurer, who's done music for several video games in the past, like Need for Speed, The Simpsons, and Spy Hunter.
Done some great music for games, honestly.
Yeah, has been going on a DMCA rampage because of a pay dispute between her and indie developer Imago Softworks over their video game Star Mazer.
Maurer, feeling like Imagus didn't pay her what she was owed for composing the game's music, lashed out by filing first a DMCA against the company because, according to her, the contract for hire agreement with them had been violated, and then the music rights reverted to her in that case.
That's not exactly how that works, but hey, that's just like your opinion, man. After Star Mazer's removal from Steam, Imagus provided proof that they did have ownership of the music, so it got reinstated. After that, Maurer engaged in some more shenanigans, for lack of a better word, of what she's doing.
That's a very nice, gentle way of putting it.
Shenanigans, like trying to sell the music for $1,000 on her Bandcamp.
I wonder if anyone bought it.
That's a very expensive track. Also slapping a whole lot of YouTubers who posted Star Mazer footage with DMCAs and copyright strikes. So
in total,
shenanigans.
70 shenanigans. This was Maurer in total sent out 70 strikes against 60 creators, giving multiple strikes to certain creators, which can endanger their entire YouTube channels. Her reasoning for sending out these strikes was so that, get this, YouTube creators would take their complaints up with the developer, which in her mind would get more attention on her issues with the company.
That's not how that works either.
No, that's not how any of this works.
That's not what DMCA is for, and that's not how you get people to help you. How hard is this to figure out?
So, all right, this brings us sort of up to now, or at least where we left off last episode.
Okay.
So now we've got some new developments because Maurer's just issued a strike against another game this week, River City Ransom Underground. Yeah,
the game's developers posted an official response in the Steam forums today, writing, "We are aware that RCRU is down on Steam. We have contacted Valve's copyright department and will let you know when access is restored."
As for what exactly went down this time, it's a little bit more murky, with information coming in once again from a variety of sources, like YouTuber Sid Alpha, deleted tweets, lawyer and YouTuber Leonard French, forum post from River City Ransom Underground, developer Kdin Creative.
The gist of the information this time around is that Maurer again feels like the developer is in breach of contract, owing her some split revenues since the game's soundtrack was done by a number of composers.
So she's hit the game with a DMCA complaint, forcing it from Steam. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean she's won. It's how Valve handles DMCA complaints on their platform. It's how everyone really has to handle a DMCA complaint. It's take it down first, you have to comply immediately, then you can start asking the questions and clear it up, rather than, you know, accidentally leave up something that could be illegal, which then leads to more trouble down the road. You have to comply with DMCA. That's what makes it so tricky.
Yeah, but judging by how things went last time, it'll probably go down in a similar fashion this time, with the game coming back if, and that seems highly likely, Kdin Creative can prove ownership of the music copyright. And generally, that's the case whether or not there was a contract breach, which makes this whole thing extra weird, because usually the way you handle a breach of contract is to sue for that issue, not issue DMCA complaints.
Right, and right in time. With this DMCA complaint, she's also started hitting YouTubers with copyright strikes and even sending emails telling them to take down all of their River City ransom videos or risk getting their channels shut down. Seriously, lady? Because of that, Kdin is now asking for YouTubers to reach out to them if that's been the case, and they will do what they can to help. Again, very much like the StarMazer developers, they want to help, they are trying to support Let's Players, but this is also not something, because they're not the ones issuing strikes, they can directly do something about with YouTube.
Yeah, if you're wondering if this will all have a happy ending for the YouTubers,
well, happy-ish.
yeah, or at least an end to this. So far, it seems like that could be the case based on how things have progressed with StarMazer. Following the last string of DMCAs, Maurer was actually arrested for her safety and the safety of others, according to Total Biscuit. She allegedly made some death threats against herself and others after the first set of stories about her DMCA actions went live.
It was pretty nuts. She directly emailed Sid Alpha, who's been covering this whole saga in great detail, and directly said, if I kill myself, I will kill you first. That's not even like a, hey man, just joking, I didn't mean it. That's just straight up threats.
Don't type that.
Yeah, so to stop her from filing more DMCAs against StarMazer, Imagos hired a copyright lawyer and YouTuber Leonard French, who filed a temporary restraining order on their behalf, and this week the judge granted that restraining order, which means she's now not allowed to issue further copyright claims for any work related to StarMazer.
Or, in other words, stop abusing the DMCA system.
If only that had worked, but no.
It's not what it's for. Stop it. As a result of the order, all YouTube channels she hit should have their strikes rescinded soon. But of course, that's not necessarily the case for River City Ransom Underground at the moment.
Totally separate case,
yeah,
sadly.
Still, it seems like history could repeat itself in this instance, at least, given how things have gone over so far. So just time.
Be patient, time heals all wounds. So, and courts do too, which is weird to say. Unfortunately, it seems like this could only get uglier for all parties involved, at least temporarily. Things are always darkest before the dawn, you know, all that. Maurer's Twitter feed is currently filled with tons of retweets of death threats that she's been receiving, which, seriously, don't do it, not cool. Whether she's in the right or wrong, we understand. It's not okay for her to issue death threats, not okay for anyone else to issue death threats. Just don't do it. Also, it makes the whole case a lot harder. Now, other developers and YouTubers are also getting wrapped up in it too.
Don't send death threats, send kitties.
Kitties, kittens, not death threats.
That's how it works. Hopefully, this can get sorted out and things will calm down sooner rather than later. It's just unfortunate that the situation has gotten so out of hand, which probably wouldn't have happened if the proper legal channels had been followed in the first place, rather than using things like the DMCA system to wage a legal battle.
Not what it's for. All right, what do you guys think of the newest wrinkle in this video game composer is issuing DMCA strikes left and right? Let us know in the comments.
For future updates on more wild DMCA chases, remember to like this video and subscribe to the No. Send kitties, not death threats.
Unless they're allergic, and then don't send those either.
They can't be allergic to digital kitties. You can always send everybody kitties.
No, so we're talking about pictures of cats, not actual cats.
Yeah, don't send people cats either. That's not cool either.
Just like suddenly someone has 50 cats.
Don't send live animals or death threats.
Then you're just like my mom.